everyone. Today I would like to discuss with you filing an extension for your federal tax return. Now, I have noticed that there is a misconception among many in regards to what filing an extension means. First of all, let me mention that as of tax year 2011, there are now two types of extensions that you can file. There's the regular extension, the Form 4868, which is an extension of time to file the tax return, the extension of time to file the paperwork. And then there is a new extension, which is the 1127A. That is an extension of time to pay the tax due. Notice that I said the 1127A is an extension of time to pay the tax due. Now, in regards to the misconception of the Form 4868, again, that is only an extension of time to file the tax return itself. If you owe, you will need to pay that on the due date, on or before the due date, which is normally April 15th. Otherwise, you will be hit with a failure to pay penalty. Because even though you might file the 4868 timely, again, that's just for you to file the tax return and not pay any taxes that are due. So many people that I have come across said, well, oh, I filed a 4868. Why am I being penalized for paying late? Because again, the 4868 is an extension of time to file the paperwork only, not to pay any taxes due. Now, as for the Form 1127A, which is the new kid on the block, again, that is an extension of time to pay due to hardship. Now, the IRS is not going to grant an extension of time to pay just to anyone. It has to be based on a hardship such as you lost your job or you had a change in income, there were medical reasons, etc. So that form again, Form 1127A-A, is the form that you would submit if you wanted to find out if you qualified for an extension of time to pay your tax liability due to a hardship. A few other things that I'd like to mention in regards to these extensions. They're very simple forms to fill out. In regards to the 4868, that form just has 9 lines on it, whereas you complete your name, address, and other information, and then it asks for your estimated tax liability, how much you paid for 2011, if you're out of the country, things of that nature. Very simple form to fill out. So it surprises me when I hear people saying that they paid $500 to have an extension filed. And my question is, why? It's really a simple form, and it's not intimidating at all. I mean, it doesn't take much more than common sense to complete that form. Now, as for the Form 1127A, there's a few more line items that you would need to complete, but that form is simple as well. So my suggestion to you would be, before you pay someone hundreds of dollars to file an extension for you, you may want to look at the form yourself. I'm not saying not to pay a tax professional or someone to complete the form for you, because the bottom line is, we're for the most part, we're all in business to make money. Though some of us do provide free services, not everyone does. And it's nothing wrong with being charged, to have an extension filed. But when you're paying hundreds of dollars to have an extension filed, I think that's a bit much. But it's totally up to you as to if you want to tackle the form yourself, or if you want to pay someone hundreds of dollars to complete a simple form. So again, there are two types of extensions. One, the 4868, is the extension of time to file the paperwork, and the 1127A-A is the extension of time to pay due to a hardship. Both extensions provide a 6-month period of extension time. But as for the 4868, it only provides 4 months extension if you're out of the country. For more information regarding that, you might want to take a look at the instructions for both forms. So again, just remember that there is the form 4868, which is the extension of time to file the tax return, the paperwork, and then there's the form 1127-A, which is an extension of time to pay due to a hardship. Now, if you can't pay the amount of tax due and you don't have a hardship, then you will more than likely be hit with a failure to pay penalty. The IRS has a failure to file penalty and a failure to pay penalty, among other penalties that they have. But those are the two penalties that will probably apply if you do not file an extension and you owe. So you will get hit with both the failure to file and the failure to pay extension. And for more information regarding those forms, you can Google the information, or you can go to the IRS website, which is located at www.irs.gov for more information regarding those forms. So that concludes my discussion regarding the federal extensions. As for the state, some states automatically grant you a 6-month extension to file the paperwork when you submit your federal return, but other states do not. So if you're not sure that your state is one of those states that offers an automatic 6-month extension, you may want to check with your State Department of Revenue or State Department of Taxation, whatever it may be called, in the particular state where you live. But again, this concludes my discussion on filing extensions. But I also want to mention that I have a federal tax website, which could be found at www.audiotaxhelp.com. That's www.audiotaxhelp.com. You might find some information on that site that will be beneficial to you. I am also an expert on a reputable online question and answer site, and my username is tax.appeal.168. Again, it's tax.appeal.168. That's tax.appeal.168. If you Google that, you will see links to my various questions that I've answered for customers. You will see other videos that I've made in regards to tax-related matters. And you will see other websites that have picked up my videos for the purpose of helping to educate the public on tax matters. So I thank you for listening and watching, and I hope that I'm able to help to make your life a little less taxing.